Miami has added a big-time wide receiver and one preferred walk-on, and we're going to talk about it today. What's up, guys? Welcome to NMD TV Canes. All Canes all day. If you're rocking with the U, then you know what to do. Like and subscribe and join the family. Let's start with four-star wide receiver Jacoby George, 5'11", 161 pounds, out of Plantation, Florida. This really doesn't come a surprise to a lot of people, as a lot of people saw him coming to Miami, and a lot of people are excited to have this kid. Before I dive into my thoughts on Jacoby George and a little bit more information, you know, I did a reaction video to Jacoby George's huddle, his highlights, me reacting to that. That's going to be on my other channel. Link will be in the description if you want to check out that video and get what I thought play-by-play of his highlights. But Jacoby George, overall, I like him a lot. I think he really fits what Rhett Lashlee wants as a wide receiver. A wide receiver who can take the top off the defense, has amazing speed. We also saw Plantation give him the ball on jet sweeps, end arounds, and things like that you love to see. When you get him the ball in the open field, he can do crazy things. In his highlights, you see him jumping over another player, which shows you crazy athletic ability. I mean, think about that. Jumping over a player at 16, 17 years old. Come on now. I mean, these kids these days, they're just crazy. And then you just look at his overall production was good. Over 1,000 yards, 15 total touchdowns, 3 of those on the ground. So you're looking at a guy who can do great things in a Rhett Lashlee style of offense. Those are my thoughts on him, but I thought it was intriguing what my guy Chris from Canes Legacy said about Jacoby George. And I want to start putting more of Chris's thoughts in my videos, because I think he has a great way of looking at things. He's been on the show before, but follow at Canes Legacy. He said Jacoby George is a big play waiting to happen. The speedster effortlessly glides by defenders and catches everything in sight. Stacy Coley had a knack for making it look easy as well with the big play after big play. Miami got a good one. So he's basically comparing Jacoby George to Stacy Coley, and I agree with that comparison. And that's usually what Chris does. He looks at a future or a present Miami Hurricane. He compares them to somebody you've seen a lot. And when I look at a Jacoby George and I look at a Stacy Coley, I definitely see what he's talking about. So I'm going to come back to Jacoby George because there's one overall main point that I want to talk about, but I want to save it to the end of the video because it ties in to our other news that Miami today accepted a preferred walk-on from Matthew Brooks, an offensive guard, 6'2", 300 pounds. He will join this 2020 class from IMG. So you're looking at a guy who wasn't highly recruited. Maryland, USF, and UConn wanted him to be a preferred walk-on, but he chose Miami. He's coming from IMG Academy. They got a good program there. So, but we really don't know what we're getting in this kid. And honestly, we really don't know what we're going to get in Jacoby George. We know what we see on film, but the bottom line is it has to come down to development. Rob Likens coming over from Arizona State. When I speak to people from Arizona State, they tell me that Rob Likens was a good recruiter, was a good wide receiver. What got him into trouble is when he got promoted to the offensive coordinator and things went to crap from there. So far at Miami, I've heard nothing but good things about Rob Likens. And then he goes and gets Jacoby George, 4-star wide receiver. You got to like that. Now we got to see, can you develop? Because, guys, you know I keep it to you 100. But we've had big-time wide receivers, highly rated wide receivers that come in and they don't get better. You know, they don't improve. Jeff Thomas. He never improved. Mark Pope, we're still waiting for him to reach the ceiling that we thought he was going to get. And that's just not picking on anybody, but that's just naming two. I mean, look at last year. KJ Osborne came right in. It was a starter. So that shows you that our wide receiver development, in my opinion, was lacking. Rob Likens, we've got to have that. Gary Justice, when people talk about you, they talk about the development of offensive line, him being a great people person, but we've got to see that. And with us accepting Matthew Brooks, hey, that's cool. We bring in another offensive lineman, bring in some depth, but can you develop these kids? And that's what it's going to come down to. We have the quarterback, We have the system, and hey, now can we develop these kids? But bottom line, 4-star wide receiver Jacoby George comes into Miami. Now, I do want to take a look at our 2020 recruiting class. 15 hard commits. 14 of those guys are from Florida. So when it comes to recruiting and transfer portal, Manny is doing what he said he was going to do. Getting the guys that he wants to get out of Miami. We do have one guy from Texas, and that's Elijah Arroyo, tight end that I absolutely love. I think this kid's going to be good at Miami. But everybody else is coming from Florida. We've gotten Ryan Rodriguez. Now we've got to see, can we keep these kids, and then can we develop these kids? Right now, Miami ranks number 11th, third overall, third in the ACC, and that's according to 247. Guys, make sure you check out Jacoby George highlight reaction. Link will be in the description. Check out that channel and subscribe. And it's all about the U, baby.